Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today I'm going to be showing you a little Killstreak video, but while the video is playing, I'd like to talk to you guys about the competitive side of Battlefield 3. In case any of you didn't know, Major League Gaming has added Battlefield 3 to its roster. The minimum squad size is going to be 4 players, so I expect matches of 4v4. And it'd be really interesting to see if they use the new Squad Rush mode that's going to be available in Battlefield 3. What Squad Rush is going to be is it's going to be very similar to Rush mode in Battlefield Bad Company 2, except that instead of having 2 MCOM stations or capture points, whatever you want to call them, they will only have 1, and they will only have 2 bases. So you're going to have to essentially defuse or set off 2 MCOM stations to win the round if you're the attacking team. Now with squads of 4, I can see this leading to some very interesting gameplay. I think it'll be much more interesting than your standard team deathmatch that you see with things like Halo. And it'll be really interesting to see the teams all converge at one point, since the MCOM stations bring all the combat to one area, one team defending, the other team attacking. I can see this being really interesting. Now what would make this even better is if Battlefield 3 has some sort of battle recorder. Now I don't know if you guys remember Battlefield 2, but that had a battle recorder in it in which it would allow you to replay previously played matches, but view them from anybody's perspective and view them from a third-person camera that you could control. So this made it really interesting for doing YouTube videos and whatnot, because you could watch the action from any angle, from anybody's perspective. This could be really useful for doing Battlefield 3 commentaries on YouTube, because rather than being stuck to 1 or 2 people's first-person camera perspective, you could get a bird's eye view of the action, which would allow people who don't know the game intimately to know what's going on. Rather than showing first person of some guy defusing an MCOM station, somebody who's not familiar with the game would have no idea what's actually going on with the strategy. Whereas if you're showing somebody from a bird's eye view defusing an MCOM station and somebody sneaking up, that would make for a much more interesting video on YouTube and much more interesting to commentate on. Now, for those of you not aware, StarCraft 2 has become a huge YouTube sensation, with people like Husky StarCraft and Day9 casting professional level matches. And those are really interesting to watch even if you don't play StarCraft 2, because they're really good at letting you know what's going on, and the map angle, and well, the camera angle allows you to see all the action and all the strategy that's going on. Now, if you could replicate something similar to that in Battlefield 3, I think you could potentially make this as entertaining to watch as StarCraft 2 matches for people who don't even play Battlefield 3. So it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on the competitive realm of Battlefield 3, if you think MLG will be entertaining, if you think it would be something fun to watch on YouTube. It's something I'd like to try and at least experiment with when Battlefield 3 comes out. Now, I'm sure most of you guys are aware that Battlefield 3 beta will be coming out on Tuesday, the 27th, for those of us who have pre-ordered the game. I don't think EA has released a lot of information on what the beta will be. I don't know if it's going to be the Operation Metro map as was in the alpha, or maybe they'll include a new map for us. It would be interesting if they released the Gulf of Oman map, because that was the map that was available in the Battlefield 2 demo before the release of Battlefield. And I think that map really helps sell the game. Now, Operation Metro looks like a good map, but I gotta say, being able to get my hands on some of the jets or helicopters would really just be great, and it'd be great to be able to get some videos of that out to you guys. So hopefully they'll release something with jets. I got my fingers crossed for Gulf of Oman. It's a really good map, well balanced. You have a coastal area, you have beaches, you have a city, you have lots of aerial combat, you have big open areas for tanks. So lots and lots of different types of gameplay available on that map. I hope to see something like that. Now it'll be interesting to see if Battlefield 3 brings back in the aircraft carriers. In Battlefield 2's Gulf of Oman map, the US starts out on an aircraft carrier with no control points, and they have to take boats, jets, and helicopters to land to actually cap stuff. Now I gotta say, I'm personally most interested to see what the new helicopters are like. I want to see how they handle. I'm particularly interested to see what is available to the gunner, because if you guys remember in Battlefield 2, the gunner had a TV-guided missile for the attack helicopters in that, and that added a really interesting element to gameplay, because to be a good chopper team, not only did you have to be an amazing pilot, but you had to have a really, really good gunner who could aim those TV-guided missiles and take out targets. And that was a really interesting aspect of the game. In fact, it became such a intense set of skills that there was a gaming league that focused on just Battlefield 2 chopper duels, where two choppers would fight each other, and it would be really interesting to see the pilots dodging TV missiles and the gunners shooting TV missiles, and it was a whole really interesting little aspect of the game that a lot of people never really experienced. So I hope you found this video interesting. As you can see, I sort of ended up in the VADs here, just taking down chopper after chopper and taking out tons of infantry too. I think I rack up like 18 or 19 kills before I die. This is that's the video for you guys, so I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap signing off.